we're trying to get that thing packed and rocking, and we're gonna have a whole bunch of guests, and I'm sure it'll be another electric evening.
$10 million. That's the number. That's the budget. That's what Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce just locked in for their bachelor and bachelorette parties combined. Not the wedding itself, not the honeymoon, not the reception or the venue or the dress or the catering, just the parties before the parties. Multiple outlets confirmed the number this week. The reports lined up. The math is real, and the way the source described it tells you exactly how Taylor and Travis are approaching this entire wedding cycle. Quote, Taylor didn't want money to be a factor in planning these parties. They've made it clear to their wedding party that if more needs to be spent to ensure everything runs smoothly, that won't be an issue. End quote. Translation. $10 million is the floor, not the ceiling. Whatever it takes, whatever the parties cost, Taylor wants every detail handled perfectly. Let me break down where $10 million goes when Taylor Swift is the bride.
I know it's going to be fun to plan because I think the only stressful weddings are the ones where you have a small amount and people are on the bubble.
Here's what we know about how the budget is being spent. Sources confirmed that $10 million covers private jets, multiple of them, flying guests across continents, villa rentals at luxury destinations, private staff at every location, security teams, custom catering, themed decor, and luxury extras at every stop. Both the Bachelor and the Bachelorette are reportedly multi-destination operations. This is not one weekend in Vegas with shots and karaoke. This is an international tour that happens to be a bachelor and bachelorette party, the kind of operation that requires logistics teams, legal teams, wardrobe teams, photographers, videographers, the whole production design of a tour applied to a pre-wedding party. Travis's bachelor party is being planned as the more low-key of the two, even with the luxury attached. The plan is reportedly less about chaos and more about one final trip with his closest circle of friends. Sources said it starts with a golf trip with the boys followed by the Bahamas at the end of May. Travis, Jason, Patrick Mahomes, a handful of close friends, a villa, multiple golf rounds, and a private island vibe that lets the men disconnect for a few days before the most public wedding of the year. A source close to Taylor reportedly said, quote, every woman is a little nervous about a bachelor party, end quote. But Taylor trusts Travis. The bachelor party is happening, and it's going to be massive without being chaotic. Taylor's bachelorette is the bigger event by far. Sources have confirmed for weeks that her bachelorette involves multiple trips across multiple cities: New York, Nashville, the Bahamas, Italy. The trips will happen across different weekends, meaning the planning is essentially a series of mini vacations stretched across May and June. Brittany Mahomes is in, Selena Gomez is in, Gigi Hadid is in, Abigail Anderson is in, the Haim sisters are in, Blake Lively is out. Zoe Kravitz, who was rumored to have been left off, is back in. And here's the wildest detail. Taylor's bachelorette is being planned as a complete surprise. Even she doesn't know it's happening. Her closest friends and family are coordinating it without telling her the full itinerary. The surprise factor is part of the charm, but it also means the budget has to account for things Taylor hasn't even seen yet, which is exactly why $10 million is the floor and not the ceiling. The size of this budget puts Taylor and Travis's pre-wedding parties in a whole new category. Most celebrity bachelor and bachelorette parties cost a few $100,000 combined. Some go higher, some go into the low millions. $10 million just for the pre-parties is unprecedented. It's the kind of spending that essentially confirms what sources have been saying for weeks. This wedding is going to be the biggest celebrity event of 2026. The wedding itself is being described as next level, like a royal wedding. Hundreds of guards, indoor venue, possibly Liberty Island, recorded by professionals. NDAs everywhere. The pre-parties at $10 million are just a preview of how massive the actual wedding day will be.
I know it's going to be fun to plan because I think the only stressful weddings are the ones where you have a small amount and people are on the bubble.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And you have to evaluate or assess your relationship with them.
Yeah.
To see if they should be there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
This is why
Anyone I've ever talked to.
Now, while the wedding empire is expanding, Taylor was busy this week dropping one of the most viral interviews of her career. The New York Times Magazine named her one of the 30 greatest living American songwriters, placing her alongside Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen, and Dolly Parton. The 30-minute video interview focused entirely on songwriting craft, and inside it, Taylor revealed that the song Elizabeth Taylor was inspired by a car ride with Travis. She went on a 10-minute monologue to him about why she loved Elizabeth Taylor, her fight for artists' rights, her humor, her humanity, her violet eyes, and by the time they got home, Taylor had the entire melody in her head. Quote, "I cry my eyes violet, Elizabeth Taylor." End quote. Travis was the silent spark behind one of her biggest hits. He didn't write a single lyric, but he was there. And without him in that car, the song doesn't exist.
I'm riding in the car with Travis. I go on and explaining to Travis like why I love Elizabeth Taylor so much. She fought for artists' rights. She was exploited in so many ways, and yet she kept her humanity, she kept her humor, she kept her passion for life. And I'm just going on and on. I'm like, her eyes were violet. Some people said they were blue. Some people said they were violet. I think they were violet. And we arrive, we get home. He gets out of the car, and I'm just in my head, I'm like, this intrusive melody of like, I'd cry my eyes violet, Elizabeth Taylor.
Taylor also shut down weeks of feud rumors with Jack Antonoff in the same interview. Quote, "Jack Antonoff is a collaborator of mine and one of my best friends," end quote. She described their songwriting technique called the rant bridge, a stream of consciousness emotional crescendo that they've used on songs like Out of the Woods, Cruel Summer, and Is It Over Now?
Jack Antonoff is a collaborator of mine and one of my best friends. We established this thing that we love to do, and we call it the rant bridge. I could point to examples like Out of the Woods, Is It Over Now, Cruel Summer, and oftentimes we love these rant bridges where it's basically like stream of consciousness, endless pouring out of emotion, intrusive thoughts, like blended with metaphor, with discussion, with shouting. Like you want this rant bridge to feel the most intense of what that feeling is that you're trying to establish over the course of the song.
On the same day Taylor's interview dropped, Jack went on the Howard Stern show and addressed his absence from the life of a showgirl. He said he's not bothered at all. He only feels grateful for the work they've done together. The two of them coordinated their statements on the same day and killed the feud rumors in 12 hours.
On her last album, you weren't producing her. Do you ever get like, what the fuck happened?
It's really weird. It sounds kind of corny. I like only feel grateful for the work that's happened. And maybe it's because
Wow.
I write my own songs and sing them that I understand that need to have different collaborators and jump around. Like I don't think it's normal to have the same collaborators over and over.
Taylor also delivered one of the spiciest clapbacks of her career in the same interview. She called out the Swifties, who treat her songs like detective puzzles. Quote, "When it gets a little bit weird to me when people act like it's sort of a paternity test, like this song's about that person, because I'm like, that dude didn't write the song, I did," end quote.
There's people who are going to try to like do detective work, figure out the details. Who is that about? What is this? When it gets a little bit weird for me is when people act like it's sort of like a paternity test. Like, this song's about that person, because I'm like, that dude didn't write the song, I did. But that's part of it.
The paternity test line went viral within hours. She also reflected on how haters fueled her biggest hits. Quote, "There are so many songs in my career that would not exist. Like Blank Space would not exist if I hadn't had people being like, here's a slideshow of all her boyfriends," end quote. The criticism became the creativity. The ridicule became the revenue. And in 2026, Taylor is still using her enemies as fuel.
Criticism has been a huge fuel for me. It's been a huge jumping off point, like a creative writing prompt or something. There are so many songs in my career that would not exist, like Blank Space would not exist if I hadn't had people being like, here's a slideshow of all her boyfriends.
A fake breakup rumor also went viral over the weekend. A parody account on X posted a fabricated quote claiming Taylor had ended her relationship with Travis. The post racked up over 700,000 views. Multiple outlets had to publish fact-check articles confirming the obvious. Taylor and Travis are still together. The wedding is still on. The Bachelor budget, $10 million and counting, is locked in. The relationship is fine. The breakup post is fake. Taylor also made a major business move this week. her company filed 3 trademark applications on April 24th, protecting the phrases, "Hey, it's Taylor Swift," and "Hey, it's Taylor," plus a visual trademark of her holding a pink guitar in an iridescent bodysuit. The filings are about protecting against AI misuse, deepfakes, voice cloning, image manipulation. Taylor is officially building a legal wall around her identity, and the move is one of the smartest pieces of preemptive business strategy any celebrity has made this year. So here's where we are. The wedding is 64 days away. The Bachelor and Bachelorette budget is $10 million combined and rising. Travis is going to the Bahamas with the boys. Taylor is doing 4 destinations across 2 months. Brittany is in. Selena is in. Gigi is in. Blake is out. Zoe is back in. The wedding itself is being treated like a royal event. Liberty Island is being floated as a venue by industry pros. The flowers are arriving daily. The wedding bands are being made. Taylor's gown is inspired by Elizabeth Taylor's 1950 wedding dress, and in the middle of all of it, Taylor just got named one of the greatest living songwriters in America, while also being inspired by Travis to write one of her biggest hits.
So these are from Travis. Oh, these are so beautiful. I love that he doesn't even have to sign them anymore.
$10 million just for the pre-parties. That's not a number most people will ever encounter in their entire lives. It's just the budget Taylor and Travis are spending before they even walk down the aisle. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.